We are back for day 68 of the Daily Bread Bible study. We are looking at Joshua chapters 14 through 17. In Joshua 14, with the promised land mostly conquered, the Israelites gathered to distribute the land west of the Jordan by lot. So Joshua 14 verse 4 again says that no portion was given to the Levites in the land, but only towns to live in, with their pasture lands for their flocks and their herds. They are given the 6 cities of refuge and the 42 towns and pastures surrounding the towns that were discussed in day 51 and Numbers 35. So they're not without the ability to have something. But again, since the Levites are the tithe to the people, they are the tribe that is dedicated to God on behalf of the rest of the tribes. It is still expected that the other tribes will take care of providing for the Levites. Now let's take a moment and we get to focus on the character of Caleb. Now Caleb is first mentioned in Numbers 13 as a representative from the tribe of Judah sent by Moses to scout out the promised land. Caleb, along with Joshua, were the only 2 spies to believe that they could conquer the peoples. In Numbers 14 verse 8 they said, "If the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us into the land and give it to us, a land that flows with milk and honey." Caleb did not sway when his fellow Israelites sought to stone him to death for his belief, and this is likely why Moses makes him the tribal leader of Judah in Numbers 34 verse 19. Additionally, God promises him land because of his faithfulness. In Numbers 14:24 it says, "But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit and has followed me wholeheartedly, I will bring into the land into which we went, and his descendants shall possess it." Here in Joshua 14, Caleb recounts these events and remembers God's promises for his family to possess the land he scouted. He thanks God for 45 more years of life and for seeing the Israelites succeed in obtaining most of the promised land. Joshua blesses Caleb, and Hebron becomes an inheritance for Caleb. In Joshua 15, and to be repeated in Judges chapter 1, Caleb conquers the Anakites and fights the people of Debir. Caleb offers that whoever conquers Debir shall marry his daughter. Othniel succeeds, and then his daughter asks and is given land with springs of water in the Negeb. In Joshua chapter 15, we move on and see the restatement of Caleb's claiming of his portion of land and the land allotment for the tribe of Judah. In Joshua 15, verse 63, "But the people of Judah did not drive out the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So the Jebusites lived with the people of Judah in Jerusalem to this day." So an interesting point here. Jerusalem is a very difficult place to conquer, right? It's one that is set up on a hill, I've heard. And Jerusalem will become the central place for King David's united nation, and also for the tribe of Judah, who become known as the Jews. Jerusalem will be the last place to be conquered by Nebuchadnezzar in the Babylonian exile. It will be their last stand. So it is no surprise that they could have a difficult time driving out the Jebusites living in Jerusalem. And it makes sense. In Joshua chapter 16, the allotment of the Josephites, the tribe of Manasseh and Ephraim, Joseph's 2 sons who split Joseph's double portion, are allotted. So first we get the tribe of Ephraim in Joshua 16 verse 10. "They did not, however, drive out the Canaanites who lived in Gezer. So the Canaanites that have lived within Ephraim to this day, but have been made to do forced labor." So again, not all of the people of the land are being driven out, as God had asked them to do, to get rid of those foreign influences and to worship God alone. In Joshua 17, the second allotment, second son, Manasseh, goes to their west portion, and the daughters of Zelophehad are discussed here in Joshua 17, 3 through 6. Now Zelophehad, son of Hepher, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons but only daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They came before the priest Eleazar and Joshua son of Nun and the leaders, and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance along with our male kin." So according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the kinsmen of their father. Thus there fell to Manasseh 10 portions beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which is on the other side of the Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance along with his sons. The land of Gilead was allotted to the rest of the Manasseites. The tribes still are unable to fully get rid of the Canaanites as God requested in Joshua 17, verse 12 through 13. Yet the Manassites could not take a possession of these towns, but the Canaanites continued to live in that land. But when the Israelites grew strong, they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not utterly drive them out. So right after this, the tribe of Joseph, not one of the 12 ancestral tribes, protest against Joshua's disbursement. Joshua encourages them, saying that with their victories in the battles to come, in Joshua 17, verse 18, "The hill country shall be yours, for though it is a forest, you shall clear it and possess it to its furthest borders, for you shall drive out the Canaanites, though they have chariots of iron, and though they are strong." So anyways, that goes into the disbursement, and we get to see how the tribes come to be in possession of the land. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion of this day, and that you were able to learn something about the Bible through our studies.